Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's Cool coming back at you again. I have PowerWash Simulator up here today. I have already played through and essentially beaten the game, so I'm in free play, and I'm playing with a gamepad or controller. So my movements may not seem the greatest, but I assure you, I have played through the entire game already with the controller, so I'm pretty confident that I can get through this fairly quickly. I have almost everything in the game. I just don't have soaps. I didn't use any soap throughout my playthrough of the game. So today we're just going to be playing one of the most satisfying games out there right now, and I find it very, very satisfying. I very much enjoy PowerWash Simulator. It's a lot of fun. It's very calming and relaxing, and I've got a lot of stress in my life right now. My roommates and I are planning on going camping, literally in 2 days. In 2 days of me recording this, we're going to be going camping. I realize that I have not been uploading very much. I've been dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. My mental health as it sits has been difficult, and I've been struggling slightly. So that can make life a fair bit more difficult than most would expect it to be. But PowerWash Simulator has very much helped me get a grip, quote unquote, get a grip. So I'm going to be playing a little bit of PowerWash Simulator over the next little bit. It seems to be the hot thing. It is a very satisfying game to play. It's very relaxing, very calming, and but unfortunately, the one thing about today is I have a bit of a headache. So my day has started out wonderful because I woke up to this headache, and I was really not expecting it, which is a little unfortunate because I don't much like having a headache. It can be very debilitating for me. But like I was saying, going to be playing some of this PowerWash Simulator. It's very, very relaxing, very calming. I am repeating myself. Oh boy. But there was something, well, I shouldn't say but, there was something that came to my attention recently, and it actually involves PokemonGo. Now, for those of you that know what PokemonGo is, it is basically a collectathon game where you go around and catch and collect all the Pokemon from all the different regions. Now, as for what is going on within PokemonGo currently, there is essentially a quote-unquote boycott, or I wouldn't so much call it a boycott myself. I'd say it's more of a walkout. And what the cause of what this is fairly interesting, to say the least, because when the pandemic started up, Niantic, the company who runs and owns PokemonGo, aside from the Pokemon Company, which we all know is Nintendo, and anything typically Nintendo is a bit of a pain to deal with. But as for what's happening currently as it sits, Niantic, when the pandemic started, they released a double distance on Pokestops, which, for those that don't know or those that do know, Pokestops are essentially points throughout the world of somewhat interest, where you can go and you can spin the Pokestops to get items like Pokeballs or incense or revives, anything basically that you would need for your gameplay. Now, what the cause of this boycott and or walkout is that with things opening up again, Niantic has decided to remove this double distance. And what the double distance allowed was for a lot of people to not so much stay at home and play, but those that have very, very debilitating health and or mental issues be able to fairly play the game, either from home, or if they are stuck in, I shouldn't say stuck, if they can't leave their home or their bed because of their physical or mental well-being, to be able to play and collect the items that they need to play, like more balls, like and unfortunately, and I have a fairly large issue with this myself. Yes, I am completely capable of getting up and going out and walking, but I am a very big mental health advocate, and I feel that it is not only very unfair, but also unnecessary for them to remove this double distance on the range that you need to be able to collect items from Pokestops. Now, what this means for standard players that can get up and go out and walk around is very, very little, but one of the big things that Niantic and the Pokemon Company don't seem to understand is that with that double distance, it keeps people from having to go on private property to collect or spin Pokestops. And one of the bigger issues in all this is that if they don't listen, because there's, like I said, there's a boycott and or walkout of a group of players, and I'm within this group of players that don't want this to stop, because like we want to keep the double distance, even though we can get up and walk around and go places. We a lot of us feel that it is very, very unfair that they're doing this, not in the sense of we can get up and go around and walk and go to all these different places where these Pokestops are, but it's for the players that, like I was saying, can't get up and leave their homes or get up and leave a hospital bed. And it's very disheartening that with everything that's going on right now in the world, Niantic just sees this big paycheck of, oh, well, we don't have to listen to the player base, nothing bad is going to happen, we can just do what we want and everything will be fine. No, everything will not be fine. What Niantic doesn't seem to understand or realize is that by doing this, they are losing a good portion of their player base, which is very, very disheartening. And it almost seems like they really don't care about anyone's well-being, because we all know that the pandemic and COVID right now is a big issue. Yes, I'm not going to get into that. I am no expert in that, but what I am a relatively decent expert in, I swear I just saw something yellow right over there jump like jump up and then fall down. That was really weird. But like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the game, is that if we as players don't speak up about what's going on within the Pokemon Go community, a lot of the community, like I was saying, doesn't want to see the distance be removed. And a lot of us agree that it was very beneficial for everyone that was playing to have that double reach distance for Pokestops and other items, and like gyms as well. And one of the really, really big issues is, like I was saying, is that Niantic just doesn't want to listen, and we need to, as a community, speak up and say this is not acceptable. We need to speak up and say what you are doing is not okay. It's not cool. It's not what everybody wants, and you need to essentially get your head out of your rears and stop thinking solely about the money that you're making off the game, and think about what you're doing to the world right now. Because as Pokemon Go is a big phenomenon right now, like it's not one of those like otherworldly phenomenons right now, but with everything and how beneficial it has been for a lot of people and a lot of different players in regards to being able to go out, or even those that struggle with social anxiety or having minimal friends, and being able to find a community where you have like-minded people of, hey, I want this Pokemon, what can we do, how can we team up to get it. I have this raid that's happening by me, I can't do it by myself, I need help. And just being able to really find others that want the same Pokemon or want to help you, or even just having that community of like-minded people that are really comfortable speaking and saying, hey, this is what we want. I know there's a lot of different, like, I do know that there are essentially a lot of different communities like that, but with how beneficial Pokemon Go has been, especially to those of the mental health community, what Niantic is doing is very damaging. I know a lot of people may not understand fully how damaging it is, but when and I'm speaking from personal experience here, but because when you have struggled for so long with something like mental health, and finally having something that allows you to enjoy life for a little bit and take away the worries of, is today going to be a good day, is today going to be a struggle, is today going to be this, that, or the other thing, and having a key factor of being able to play that game that you found that really that like I was saying, that really makes a big difference for your life, for your mental health, for your own physical well-being, for those of us that have mental health issues that keep us indoors or keep us from being able to confidently go out and hang out with friends, or go out and really be able to enjoy ourselves outside and focus on something that's not, how is society viewing me right now? How is the world going to see me right now? Is very, very difficult, especially with all the laws and bylaws that are going on right now with the social distancing and all the bylaws about private property, it's very difficult for not only myself but others to be able to say, well, I'm just gonna go on a walk. I'm going to enjoy my walk, and I'm gonna play a little bit of Pokemon Go so I can just get better and really enjoy myself and not focus on the world around me of how are people viewing me, how is society going to view me for doing this when Pokemon Go has been such a, I don't want to say eye-opening experience, but when it's something that, like, I have made some friends through Pokemon Go, and I struggle with anxiety and social anxiety myself. So having something that really improved my gaming experience and allowed me to be able to stay at home and or continue parenting, because some people, those of you who are new to my channel, won't know that I am a dad of a 5-year-old little girl, and it can be a handful. She's a toddler. She's at that stage where she wants to run around and do all the fun stuff, and when I have her, it's a lot harder to be able to go out and play Pokemon Go. I'm not using this as one of those I can't play it sort of scenarios, but what I am saying is that when I have my child, she enjoys Pokemon Go herself, and she likes being able to catch Pokemon. She likes being able to spin the stops, and I know not only myself, but many other players may have children, and it's one of those things where even for parents that have children that are playing the game, having the ability to be able to stay at home and know your child is safe, know they're not running around possibly meeting strangers out in the wild blue yonder, so to say, is very, very reassuring and very helpful as well. But one of the things that I wanted to cover, especially with the boycott or walkout, however people want to view it and see it, is that there's been a lot of Pokemon Go content creators that have been saying, oh, well, everybody else stay at home, don't play the game, but we're going to play it because it's our livelihood. And it's really a little confusing, but at the same time, it's also kind of one of those, why are you saying this when you're just going to sit behind your computer, spoof, do all this other stuff? Because that's one of the big things that a lot of people don't know, is that the Pokemon Go creators that are on YouTube sit at home and spoof from behind their computer. They don't actually get up and walk out. I know I'm outing Pokemon Go creators and possibly some other people, but I myself find that spoofing is a bit of a cheating ability, and it doesn't matter if you're knowledgeable and you can get away with it. It's really the morals behind it and ethics behind it, because if you're wanting, as a YouTube creator, to say to people, this is a problem, you should all stop, but I'm going to continue, is really, really confusing, not only for myself, but other people that watch those content creators of Pokemon Go, sitting there and saying, oh, well, I'm going to sit here and play on my computer and spoof and go all over the world so I can get any Pokemon I want, but all you should stop playing because we need to boycott them. And it's one of those things where it's a catch-22, because if the Pokemon Go creators on YouTube want to be able to say to everybody else, oh, stop playing so we can boycott them and we can get our way, it's really one of those things where if you want to say this, you have to do it yourself, because a lot of people are watching you as a content creator. And when you're sitting there saying you all should do this, should do one thing, but I'm going to do something completely different. I'm not going to do what I tell you to do because I'm a content creator. It's like I said, it's one of those catch-22s, because it really is a big thing of, you want me to do this, but you're not setting the example. You're not showing me that you're willing to do it yourself to help better and to help help the Pokemon Go community. And it can definitely be a problem. I can only imagine how many content creators of Pokemon Go are getting a bunch of backlash right now because of saying stuff like that, and because of saying, oh, well, just stay at home, don't play the game, but we're going to sit here at our computers and continue playing ourselves. And I can legitimately see how much, I want to say almost drama, that is going to generate, not only in the YouTube community for Pokemon Go, but for the developers, the content creators of Pokemon Go that are on YouTube and Twitch and other places, because you can sit at home and do the player versus player combat. I have no problems against that, but it's but it really is if you're going to sit there and spoof and say, oh, nobody else do this because it's a problem right now, that's a problem in itself, because you're saying one thing but showing something completely different. And a lot of people would likely agree with me that if you're going to be a Pokemon Go content creator and say, do this because this is an issue, but not do it yourself, that's kind of being I have a word that's escaping me right now, but it's a problem within itself, like I was saying, because you're going to say, do this, do this, do this, but not set the example yourself. If people are watching you as a Pokemon Go content creator on YouTube, they're watching you for a reason. It's not just to enjoy your content, it's to get a better understanding of the game, get a better grasp of how they can become a better Pokemon trainer themselves within the game. And when you're saying, as a Pokemon Go content creator, and I know I'm calling out a lot of people right now by doing this, but if you're going to say, sit at home, don't do this because they're not going to listen to the player base, we need to boycott them, but you're going to sit there and play the game yourself, that is very catch-22, because like, if you're going to say that but not set the example and not set the forefront and really show everyone that you're willing to do this as well because of how big of an issue it is. I keep opening my loadout. That really we're not going to get anywhere, because you're still empowering and you're still enabling Niantic and the Pokemon Go company. And if you're going to enable them like that, we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to see any progress. We're not going to see any change. It's still just going to be the same. Oh, well, we still have people playing. We still have this many people playing, so why should we listen? We're money hungry now, and honestly, the money hungry issues within the world and society now, it is a very, very large problem. It is a very large economic problem that needs to be corrected, and about the only way for it to be corrected is if people start agreeing about things and people start saying, hey, I'm not going to put up with this because you're just being money hungry, because you're trying to do cash grabbing, and it's a big problem. I mean, Netflix has done it. The Pokemon Company has done it. We're seeing Niantic doing it, and it really is going to generate a larger problem overall economically, because it's basically saying you can cash grab. Like, it's saying to the larger companies, you can cash grab and nobody cares. Nobody's going to stand up to you. Nobody's going to say, hey, this isn't right, because it's just going to become a norm of what is and is not accepted by society. And I have never and will never be okay with companies doing cash grab schemes, because it's not right. It's taking advantage of society and the people within society, and I personally really do have a large problem with that. It's always been a problem at this point in time, and nobody has really stepped up to say, hey, this is what you're doing, it's not okay. And if we want to be able, as a community on YouTube, to say, hey, YouTube, you're not doing this right, or hey, Niantic, you're not doing this right, or hey, why are you doing this? It's not fair to everybody else. Like, it's one of those things where it becomes a bigger and bigger issue because nobody's standing up, nobody's speaking up, and I have no problem trying to start a movement. I have no problem speaking up myself about this stuff, because it when it comes down to it, like, I struggle. I don't have a full-time job, because it's just I just can't hold down a full-time job. And part of that is my mental health, and I know other people like that are the same way, and I don't. And one of the big things, especially for me, is that when I see large companies or industries saying, oh, we're going to do this and it's going to be okay, and we don't care about those with mental health, we don't care about those that have issues in their life, or we don't care if we're getting our money from people that may or may not be able to actually afford to do what we want to do, but we don't care because all we want is the money. And it's very disheartening that that's what the world is becoming now. Not only PokemonGo and YouTube, but other agencies as well. There's a lot of companies, even just, like I said, Disney and Disney Plus are now doing it, and it's a problem because, I mean, yeah, I get that there are no movie theaters open. I get that things are starting to open up again, but at the same time, if you have, and this is in terms of Disney, if you have a movie that's coming out, I know they did this with Raya and the Last Dragon, which honestly, I really enjoyed the movie, but I did not pay I think it was like $32 or something just to be able to see it before it was officially released, quote unquote officially released by Disney onto Disney Plus. And like I said earlier, I have a daughter and she loves anything Disney. She loves anything princess related, and like, I'm not, and not having a solid job but still having those subscriptions, I'm not willing really to pay out, and like I can't financially afford to be able to pay for like premium memberships so my kid can see things that she wants, or my kid can watch stuff that she wants, because Disney and other agencies and other companies just want to be doing the whole cash grab scenario where they want all this money, but like me and other people I know, they just can't afford to do it, and it's a problem. It really is a problem. I know I'm repeating myself in a couple. I know to a degree I've been repeating myself, and I understand that, like, I'm quote unquote being a broken record about this, but we need to, as like I said, a community. We need to stand up and say, we're not going to put up with this anymore. You need to stop. And I don't care if Niantic or the Pokemon Company have an issue with me saying this, but they are being scumbags with their whole cash grab scenario right now and not listening to the community that plays their games. And this happened with World of Warcraft as well. Blizzard has always been a big cash grab company, and has always and will always, in my opinion, be a cash grab company, because they keep releasing more and more DLCs or new world extensions, and it's just going to constantly be a problem. And like, I get it. I get it. A lot of people don't think about it all too much, and a lot of people just say, "Oh well, so what?" But it really is an issue, and it needs to change. We need to do something about it as people of the world. We need to be able to say to those larger companies, "Hey, this isn't acceptable. We're not going to accept this." But I honestly, I've rambled on about this for a while now. And it made me, and I managed to finish this building. But I'm going to call it here, everybody. We have a beautiful time lapse here of my cleaning job. I was a little all over the place, but this game, PowerWash Simulator, is an awesome game. It's very satisfying, but I'm going to call it here for today. I hope you all enjoyed my rambling. I hope you all enjoyed my content. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified. You'll know every time I upload a new video. And if you really want to know every single time, don't forget to hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every single time within a minute to 2 minutes if YouTube has fixed their issues, because I've been seeing around YouTube from other content creators that I watch that the notification bell has not been working. So if you like my content and you want to see more, I will be playing some more PowerWash Simulator. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if you want, leave your opinion about what I was yammering on about and everything, and really start a conversation down in the comment section. I do read my comments. I will, if you want my further input about an issue or something, leave a comment down below about that. Give me topics to talk about. If I don't know anything, I'll educate myself. But that's all for today, folks. I hope you had a wonderful time with me. I will see you all again next time.